All right, Yugi 2, this is Frazier Smith. I'm doing my first ever video with Winston right here. This is a reverse profile, the famous series that Jarrell started a little while ago where he features pro players. So, introduce yourself.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Pro Winston here. But most people know me as Pro Winston. My name is Jarrell McKay Winston or Jarrell Winston.
All right, so first question I want to ask you, what's your hometown?
I'm from the Bronx, New York.
So you're from New York, you lived there your whole life?
All 21 years.
Okay, is that where you started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At too and everything?
Correct. I started playing when I was 16 with Paul Levington, Shane Scurry, Anthony Alvarado, Jerry Wayne, and Stephen Harris probably.
So you started with the really, really great players.
At the time, I did not know that they was great. I just saw them as the best players, and I'm in the store in Neutral Ground back in Manhattan, and I always wanted to challenge them, and every day for like a good 2 years, they just kept on beating me for cards.
So you started off by losing first to understand the game better. You would say that?
Yes.
All right, absolutely. And where did your journey as a pro begin? When did you first start at the top? When did you, as a self-proclaimed pro, as you call yourself, where did your journey start?
Well, let me just say this. I consider myself a self-proclaimed pro because I use it as motivation to get to where everyone else is. There's a lot of big names that are before me. There's a lot of big names after my big splash on the Yu-Gi-Oh scene. So that's why I consider myself a pro. As you may notice in my videos, I say pro as in a joke, or every time I write it, it's always in quotation marks. Because I understand that I will never be a Billy Brake as of this moment. I will never be a Del Bolito or Lazaro or Jay Kim or Jeff Jones at this moment. But best believe, I'm coming with all my motivation and determination, and that's what the self-proclaimed pro means. Now, my journey as a pro player started probably in Shonen Jump Anaheim. I was talking to one of the best Lights On players of my time and of the current time, Frank Schifano. He was a very close friend of Team Overdose, and he still talks to them. Me and him stayed on the phone for probably like 2 months with Joseph Vasquez. He was on my team, Team Pro Moves, and I studied day in and day out. I studied to beat GBs, and I studied to beat Dark Arm, and I studied to beat Black Wings. And I felt so confident going in to what I soon came into the finals with. And Shonen Jump, California. I felt very confident with Light Swans. And I wanted to play Light Swans because Light Swans never made it to the final table. Frank Schifano was the closest one to make it to top 4.
All right. Now, what I have to say, so you said that you studied, and you used the word study very keenly, right, in a key way, which I think is really cool. Would you say that it takes hard work to be good at this game? Would you say that it takes hard work to be consistent and stay at the pro level? Or do you think that it's something that a person might be able to pick up really soon and perhaps top constantly without really playing the game as much?
I really honestly think you need to sit there. You need to put time in it. It's like you go to a 9-to-5 job. You play Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 to 5 constantly. And I mean day in, day out. You have to live Yu-Gi-Oh! And breathe Yu-Gi-Oh! To understand what is Yu-Gi-Oh! And I believe that you have to know the past to know the present. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion right now, and this is to all the YCS champions, I have no fear in talking about how I feel. If you believe that you're a good player now without giving any credit to the people that set the way for you, you're wrong. Every time I enter an event, I always thank key people. Because reading their articles, reading their old metagame sites, articles, these are all players that set the foundation. These pro players are the reason why certain things are banned. And best believe you have to study these things. Reading old articles from Chris Perovic and Anthony Alvarado and Angel Flores and all these great names, new and old, will help you get better.
I agree. And I want to ask you about the whole misplay theory. So I see you've asked everyone mostly what is a misplay to you, and so what do you consider a misplay, Jarrell? Because I remember your first ever second place when you played against Jeff Jones in the finals. It says in a feature match that you misplayed because, and you say it yourself. You say that I can't believe I misplayed. So explain to me, how do you feel about a misplay and what your definition of a misplay is?
I think a misplay has no exact definition. Honestly, coming from me, and I've been through it all with these pro players back and forth. But keep in mind, we all have different opinions.
Absolutely.
And that's why we are who we are. I believe that a misplay can't be set because the time frame has to be the same in order for the definition to be universal.
I see what you're saying.
So to me, there's no misplay. It is a move that you should have never did. But I don't think that classifies as a misplay because all these other pros that I interviewed will say a misplay is something that is against the correct play. And who are you to tell me the correct play in my game? Who are you to tell me that I'm not supposed to do this? Who are you to tell me how to play like you? I'm Jerome McKay Universal Winston for a reason, and Courtney's Courtney for a reason, Frazier's Frazier for a reason. We all are who we are for a reason. We do moves depending on how we feel at the current time. So I disagree with this misplay whole analogy. But I do think that if you ask me about a misplay tomorrow and the next day, and then even right now, as you just did, the misplay is the move that the pros wouldn't do.
Okay. So the next question I want to ask you is, how do you feel about champions who fall under a lot of scrutiny, like Courtney and like Tyree Tinsley, like Hanze, our national champion? How do you feel about the scrutiny that falls under those players fall under? Because a lot of players may look at you as the same way, as being someone who was once good at this time or might have gotten lucky at this time, and they've been pushed aside. They won't never top again. And some people say these things, like these things are real. They'll never top again. They'll never win again. You'll never hear from them again. But how do you feel about Courtney and the new people who are like winning, and even myself, like even me with the Gravekeeper deck in Atlanta, like some people think that that's all that some people are capable of. So how do you feel about that?
Well, let me just say this. When I came in second place in 2009 in April, I played the very best I could, and I didn't know who a Jeff Jones was at the time. I knew that he was very good at the game, and he just came back off the ban list or the suspended list or whatever the case may be.
He's pretty broken.
And he is pretty broken. I love Jeff to death. But I did make a move that I should have never made, and I would have been that champion that day. I'm pretty sure of it. I used Charge the Light Brigade, and when I did it, they said freeze play, and then we took pictures. We came back to the table, I picked up my deck, and I just grabbed Garoff, and I had Garoff in my hand. And for the 2 weeks prior, it's Lumina Garoff, as we may know. And then I misplayed it, and if you go back to the article, which is below, I threw my hat on the table, and I got real mad, and then I said, I did good, but I deserved to lose.
Okay. And you believe that you deserve to lose because you made a move that was not the right move. Is that what you...
I made a move that I knew wasn't supposed to happen.
Exactly.
Because no one told me about it but me. Now, some people may say that I was a one-hit wonder or I was a one-meta wonder. I was the best with Lights On at a time, granted, besides...
I like the way you put it, one-meta wonder. I like that.
But listen to me and listen to me closely. I topped with Lights On in Anaheim. I did it again with no synchros in Florida. I topped the 75th anniversary, YCS, 2,000 plus people. I came
largest
in
event.
fifth through 8th place with a deck that I made the morning of, Light Sworn Monarch. I called it Petco. I didn't know what to play. I just took 20 Light Sworn cards, 20 Monarch cards, I put it together, and I went undefeated day one.
Now, what do you feel is your biggest accomplishment in Yu-Gi-Oh? Since you went through your tops now, and what do you feel is like your proudest moment? It doesn't necessarily have to be one of your tops, but if it is, then so be it. But what is your proudest moment?
Hands down when I made Petco.
When you made Petco, and that's you feel the most accomplished when you made a deck that you felt like nobody else besides you would play or even look at secondly, but you topped with it and you proved that it was a good deck at that time.
Correct. I take great pride in what I did. I don't like playing what everyone else plays. So I just put what I like to play, which is a Light Sworn Engine, in a deck that I loved, because Edgar Flores always played Monarchs when he topped, and I look up to him as well, and I just put the deck together.
So you've been doing a lot of judging at the major events lately, like a lot of judging, and you haven't been playing as much. And in this year, I would say that we've seen you have topped this year. You have topped YCS Dallas, which is really good with Samurais, and we have we have seen you do a lot more judging at the major events this year. You haven't played as much. So will we see in 2012 a return to the mainstream of Yu-Gi-Oh? Will you be playing competitively in 2012? Will you be doing judging, or will you maybe be doing a combination of both? Will you be doing judging and playing, or just judging?
Hands down playing.
You will be so 2012 will be the year of Jarrell's return.
Hands down playing.
Oh, absolutely.
In the past month just now, I've been playing in the regionals. I've been doing well.
I can vouch for that.
I've picked up character queries, and I take great pride in what I what I want to accomplish with them. I take no credit from Frazier Smith, Anthony Alvarado, Del Bolito, and Jeff Jones, but Kara Curry's made it to the semifinals.
They did.
I want to make it to the finals.
It's been getting further and further every time. Somebody is going to win with the deck. Who that person is, we could be looking at him right now. So, and I want to say about the future of YugiTube. The future of YugiTube. I feel like right now you are really redefining YugiTube. I mean, this is probably the most interesting thing that the Yu-Gi-Oh world has seen as far as YouTube goes. Like I pay attention to a lot of the major YugiTubers, and I respect them and everything. But this right here is probably one of the best things that could happen because it's bringing back the past, the present, and it's looking at the future. And I feel like that is like an amazing thing. So how do you feel about the direction that you are taking the YugiTube enterprise?
I took 2.5 months off of YouTube. I decided to sit back and watch the other partners post videos. I decided that since my phone book is heavily connected with all these pro players,
it's a
these
network.
legends, my phone book is literally the Yu-Gi-Oh networking book. I decided to get in contact with these pro players, these names that you might not even know, that I always saw on top 8 and top 4. And I decided to bring them all back. Once again, I'm a strong believer of being humble. I try not to be cocky at times unless I'm talking to a pro player that needs to be cocky and then I got to put him in his place.
Sometimes it is called for. I do agree.
But I decided to stress the fact that if it's not pro, it got to go. And I believe that our present is no present without the past. And we will never get to the future if we don't know the past.
All right,
So I had to bring back Ryan for first back-to-back champion, which is upcoming soon.
Oh, wow.
Bring back
Ryan
T,
Hayakawa himself?
Bring back Iman. I'm trying to get Lazaro. I'm trying to get Jerry Wayne. I got Ryan Miss already. I got Chris. I got Mark Glass, who's in the Army. Trust and believe. I got all these names, and I'm trying to get Max Suffrage now.
The Iman and the Magician, he's coming out. I
Yes.
can't wait to see that. So you got some big things lined up, and I feel like you'll keep revolutionizing the YugiTube.
I'm trying to take over YouTube.
Yep, I feel like what you're doing right now is possibly one of the best things I've ever seen.
It's
on
not about
YouTube.
it's not about the money to me, because I can post up the videos back to back to back and lose money because the video views will lessen back to back videos.
Yeah.
But I feel like, listen, after my first my first Shonen Jump Top, all the What's Good YouTube, it's your boy Pro Winston supporters came and supported me. Liked my page and subscribed to my page. Now I got 8,000 people. I want to give back to the people that want to look at something. And the best thing to do is show them the Winston profiles.
Absolutely. So in conclusion, I just want to go, so we're going to be going to the last portion, but I want to just ask you the future. So will we see Winston at the top tables, at the top of the next couple YCSs in Atlanta and California? Will you be a top competitor at that point? Do you feel like you will be consistently? I feel like you're doing the training right now that is required to stay consistent with this game, which is you're reading, you're playing in the regionals, you're playing at the locals, you're discussing with the top players. So do you feel like next year you will be coming back, you will be seen again, and you will be playing with a deck that is not just the mainstream deck?
I'm going to tell you right now what I'm playing for Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm playing Curry's.
Right there.
I will not change the deck. Remember when no one wanted to play Light Swarms because it was fuck them people. You feel me? I'm playing Curry's. I'm not changing it. It's all I have, and I believe in playing with what I have. That's number one.
And you can have any deck you want. I mean,
Granted,
everybody.
I can just borrow cards.
It's not all. What he says is all he has. It's not all he has. As in literally all the cards he has. He literally has every card. So
that too, but California is where I'm coming, and I'm going Gorilla Biscuits.
Everybody, I will
California
be there.
is my stomping ground.
Oh yeah.
Atlanta may be yours, but listen, California is mine. I'm one of the few top players that topped in the 75th anniversary, one of the biggest events. I know how it is to play under pressure. So California, I will be playing. Now, due to the ban list and effect then, I don't know what I'm going to play, but I like Curry's. It reminds me of Light Swan. When no one wants to pick it up, that's when I take it.
That makes sense. So, all right, well, that was pretty good for the profiles, the reverse profile of Jarrell Winston. If you have any questions, just respond in the comments below, and we'll be doing a part 2 with Jarrell Winston as well. So
probably right after this. You already know if it's not pro, it got to go. Deuces.